Hello guys, Lego Gladiator here with a top 10 minifigures review. I mean not top 10, wait a minute, give me a second. 10, 4, 5, 6, 7. My top 7 minifigures review. Sorry about that. Wait a minute. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoops. Unless you count. Anyways, I'll start this review off with Rocket Raccoon. This is from the Polybag. It did come with a rendition of Baby Groot, but if you guys take a look, when it came to the Baby Groot, it kind of was a rip-off. Only character I went for, though, was Rocket to begin with. Now, the Rocket Raccoon figurine is incredibly well detailed. Back printing even has his feet printed on. This is a completely even his arms are printed. This is probably the most detailed minifigure I have in my collection. Pretty much. And of course, that's my review on that is number 1 amongst them. Number 2, if I could find him. He's a slippery little fella. Oh, here he is. Here he is. Baby Groot. Now, if you'll look, you'll see why I call this version a ripoff. This is a cool version. This is a good version. This is the horrible version. You can say in the comments which one you prefer, but I prefer this one. Reason why I picked him as my second minifigure is because even though some people wouldn't technically consider him a minifigure, I do. I consider pretty much all figurines a minifigure in some way. As you can see, his printing is incredibly detailed. I thought I'd do this because I got I had somebody very well known actually like one of my videos. That's the only reason I picked him for top 10. For my top 7 or top 8 minifigures count. Actually, we'll just say this is top 10 and I'll look for my collection for other favorite minifigures. So that's number 1 and number 2. Now for the third, Yondu. Now when I was playing with this figurine for the first, when I was undoing the set, give me a second. Sorry. Come on, where is it? Ah! Here it is. Sorry about that. His jazz in a bottle, whatever you call it. Whatchamacallit. Need to get a hold of it. I actually call it floating spearhead. There. That's 3. Yondu. Now, reason this is a specialty piece, they've made that. He also came out with this. And the detail on his torso is just impressive. It looks so impressive. He even has detail on his back. I just like the character Yondu. I always liked him, and when I watched the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I actually liked him the best of all of them, next to Groot and Rocket Raccoon and Drax. Those were my 3. He was one of my 3 favorites. And of course, I'm actually doing this in order. Marvel, any of my Marvel figurines, and pretty much. But here's my 4th favorite. Winter Soldier. you guys probably remember I used to make up a little series of stop motions called Winter Soldiers Wars. Those of you fans who remember it will recognize this figurine. Of course, he originally had armor on, but I took off the armor, just let him be his original self. Of course, this figure has two heads, two-sided face, impressive torso detail on both the back and the front. They even made the detail on his arm. But this overall is a very impressive minifigure. Now, he's not as good as the original figure that came in a poly bag, but now I will show a weird and hard to get minifigure unless you originally bought the Prince of Persia sets. Whoops, I gave it away, didn't I? This is probably the rarest figurine you'll probably get nowadays. Reason why? Lego discontinued these sets as soon as they saw the movie. If you look through, you want to hear something interesting? If you look through anything, just anything, every single Lego document, everything, you'll see that they have completely, I mean, you won't believe it, but they have completely removed this from their history. It's almost like they tried to forget they ever made this thing. Then again, if you look through a lot of other sets, you'll see their original, there was an action figure series they try not to keep in their books either. But this is a Lego theme I think they just was trying to forget they ever made. Reason why I like this figurine, I just like his armor detail. I like his leg detail. I mean, he's a pretty decent figurine actually. And he's the first ever figurine to have the sword holster. Lego made this especially for the minifigure. This original minifigure. It was not Deadpool who had the first version of it. Though Lego will probably try to lie about it. There's his alternate face. Either way, I actually don't care. I never watched the movie, never plan on it. I actually got this because I used to play the video game. The original Game Boy game for it. So I prefer him, I consider him that Prince of Persia, not the one from the movie. So in my eyes, he's the video game version. And of course, another figurine that none of you probably, some of you will probably remember, some of you won't, because you preferred the Mega Block. Some people preferred the Mega Block versions that just came out. I personally prefer Lego all the time, and here it is. Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is actually the first theme that Lego made on them, version that Lego made, that actually had the weapons case on their shelves. I mean, this was the best minifigure I ever wound up with of Leonardo. I mean, I loved this figurine. I mean, I love this figurine. Just the way he is. Just the cool sword design. I mean, I just love the detail on this figurine too. Look at that. Detail all over. Even on his shell he has a little detail. Now I do have a second figurine. You know what? That makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. And I did say this is a top 10 video, so. Don't include Raph, please, in this top 10 video. Tell you the truth, let's just say Leo and Raph are the same character because they came from the same set, okay? We'll say top 11 minifigures video. This is based off, this is the detail on his shell. And if you look really close to the belt, it says on the belt, Mikey was here. On his belt, if you look close enough. The problem is the camera won't focus on it. Oh well. Of course, my third. Now, this is a figurine I really loved when I got him. Yeah, Stitch. I just love this figurine. I like to play with him. I use him for stop motion purposes, just as a kind of stand-in. Once in a while he'll appear in the stop motion. So if you guys look very close in some of my stop motions, you will see this figurine popping up out of nowhere. Onto detail, pretty much the same as the movie. I might add in a few. Anyways, now for the others. Now this is based off Chima. This is Laval, which is one of my personal favorite minifigs to get because of his sword. I mean, I just love the specialty weapons that they came with. And Chima, they had the coolest weapons and armor sometimes. I mean, look at that. The sword looks like a lion. But this figurine is incredibly detailed. Even on his back, which is supposed to be covered by a cape or armor, he's got detail. His helmet is detailed. I mean, his head is detailed. His chest is detailed. His legs are detailed. I mean, that's a completely detailed minifigure. And of course, my favorite, a saber-toothed tiger general. Now, he's unnamed, so I call him Slade. Yes, Slade the saber-toothed tiger. General of the horrible saber ice nations of Chima. Killer of good, keeper of evil. Just kidding. I just have fun playing around with the figurines. Sorry, but as you can see, he's got detail. You can see the detail through the ice even. He's got a frozen leg. Bones are showing in some places, kind of like a zombie. So I'm like, oh, it's a zombie virus character. Either way, it's a cool figurine. If you got the saber-toothed tiger pack, the problem is I actually at one time wanted to get like 6 or 7 of this same pack, just so I could make have tons of just these guys to guard like his little homemade fortress or something. Okay, on back to the next figurine. And that actually tops my top 10 figurines. Now it's top 11. Top 11 minifigures. I think I'll make it into top 12. Even though this is not in a set, I thought I'd add him into it. Sonic the Hedgehog. Detail, pretty much the same as the actual character. Quill detail, even a tail detail on his back. Head is molded especially for just this figurine. It's got the same designs as Sonic. Pretty much matches the figurine character, what he would look like in Lego form. And either way, if you liked this top 10 minifigures video, and you would like me to do a few more like this, where I show off the minifigures or give you some my ideas, or if you'd like to hear what I have to say about some figurines, let me know in the comments. Oh, I will be reviewing some figurines a friend of mine sent me. His name is Construction Toy Dude. If any of you have not heard of his channel, look him up. He does some cool reviews and such. He's also got a very awesome voice. You should check him out. Anyways, let me know in the comments. what you thought of my top 12 minifigures, and I will keep doing videos. I will also keep doing stop motions, because I'm not going to give that up just yet. Until I figure out how to get voices into... It's going to be a while before I figure out how to get voices or sounds into my stop motions and such. Now, either way, one thing I will always be agreeing to, though, if any of you any of you guys decide to do like a top 12 minifigures review, this is not a copy of anyone's ideas. Top 10 in your collection, top 12 in your collection is neutral in my eyes. So top 10 your collection is just a neutral video. But a lot of people do top 10. So I thought I'd do a top 10 because it's a cool idea. But I actually messed up and I had to do a top 12 because I've had so many figurines I wanted to include. The truth is, I actually wanted to include some of my customs. Yep, I wanted to include pretty much some of my customs, but I fought the urge because it's kind of unfair to show them as top 10 when the truth is no one has them. It's impossible to get them. Unless you are one of those guys who will collect Brick Forge packs or Brick Warriors packs, which they're not actually impossible to get. But now, I will recommend something to all of you. When you're wanting to make custom minifigures, but you don't want to have to paint the minifigure, or ruin a perfectly good weapon or mold with clay, just look up Brick Warriors, Brick Arms, Clone Army Customs, or Brick Forge. Those companies make custom weapons. Look them up, and if you guys want any more information, just let me know in the comments below.